To some breaking news now. Israel's military is confirming it has completed precise and targeted airstrikes on Iran military targets in a statement. Joining us now is Defence Strategy Senior Analyst at ASPI, Malcolm Davis. Malcolm, always appreciate you making the time for us. Thank you. Talk us through the developments we've seen today. Things have certainly escalated.
Well, certainly, basically this morning, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, word started to filter through that essentially Israel was launching a series of airstrikes against Iranian targets. They've been planning these strikes for some weeks now in response to an Iranian missile attack on Israel that happened some weeks earlier. The strikes have been fairly limited and very precise. They haven't been the devastating strikes that I think everyone was expecting. So that is a bit of a surprise. They've gone after initially air defense systems and then missile production and ammunition production facilities. So very limited, very precise, and the current range of strikes now appears to be over.
Iran had been warning Israel against taking this sort of action. So how would you expect Iran now to respond?
Well, that is the key question. As I said, these strikes have been very limited and precise. I think Tel Aviv is sending Tehran a message here that, basically they're opening up an off-ramp for Iran to back down. If Iran is foolish enough not to take that approach, and if they retaliate, then I think what you will see next is a much larger Israeli strike against Iran, including a much broader range of targets than what was hit today. So that next round of strikes could include the nuclear facilities and oil facilities. But I think what Tel Aviv and Netanyahu is saying is, look, this is our retaliation from your earlier attack. Take your pain and end this. And the question then is, how does Iran respond?
Malcolm, considering everything going on in Gaza and Lebanon with these Iran strikes, is the IDF's capability getting stretched?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, sort of these strikes can be done by very advanced Israeli Air Force fighter jets equipped with missile systems, the sorts of capabilities that really are not likely to be used on a wide basis in either Gaza or in southern Lebanon. These are the sort of things that I think Israel probably can do at the same time as they carry out attacks against Hamas in Gaza and Hezbollah in Lebanon. Obviously, if Iran decides to retaliate in a fairly substantial way, and that forces Israel to launch that very large-scale attack that I talked about earlier, then you would see a much more challenging environment for Israel, where they would be facing Hamas, which is trying to reconstitute itself in the south, Hezbollah in southern Lebanon that is continuing to launch attacks on Israel, and then this wider conflict with Iran. That could be challenging for Israel, but essentially Israel have little option here. They can't afford to back down and allow their enemies to continue to launch attacks unopposed.
Malcolm Davis joining us live there from Canberra. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.